Skip Bayless. Oh, what do you know? Ratings for Undisputed are still disastrous. The embarrassment of Skip Bayless continues. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Undisputed ratings continuing to remain poor relative to other debate shows. Shannon Sharpe was essentially fired from Undisputed as he was replaced by three guys, which were Keyshawn Johnson, Irvin, and Richard Sherman. Despite all of those changes, the common denominator in all of this has been Skip Bayless, and ratings for Undisputed have continued to remain in the toilet. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Is it time for Fox Sports to fire Skip Bayless? Honestly, I'm going to have to say yes. There has been enough of a sample size where you can say Skip Bayless is not cutting it on the sport and debate shows. There was a period of time where Skip Bayless was the most popular sports debate pundit to listen to, but that is no longer the case in 2023. He wasn't even the best sports pundit on his own show back when he had Shannon Sharpe in there. Shannon Sharpe was carrying Undisputed. Now, granted, ratings for Undisputed were not that good, but that's because the show Undisputed is just quite frankly not that interesting, because you know what they talk about on Undisputed all the time? They talk about Cowboys, LeBron, Brady, back when Tom Brady was a player, that is. Basically a version of that, and repeat all the time. They repeat the same topics every single freaking day, like Skip Bayless has filled with autism all over his brain. But the fact of the matter is, Skip Bayless is just not that interesting to listen to anymore. His shtick of talking about LeBron James every day wore old. I understand that this year he's been trying to add in more Dion topics, but quite frankly, the show Undisputed still sucks. It's just not that good, because why would I listen to Skip Bayless when I can listen to Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe talk on First Take? There's a reason why ratings for First Take have absolutely destroyed Undisputed. When you talk about First Take ratings, they have been through the roof with Shannon Sharpe. There have been days where they've been getting over 700,000 or even over 800,000 viewers when they have Shannon Sharpe on First Take. For Skip Bayless, they pray to get days where they can get over 150,000 viewers per episode. Their ratings are just not good anymore. And when you talk about Skip Bayless at age 72, it's clear he doesn't have the same energy that he once did 10 years ago. When you talk about Skip Bayless, you're thinking, okay, let's see if he can hate on LeBron. Let's see if he rudely interrupts his co-host. That's really the only interesting thing that we even care about Skip Bayless, because outside of when he talks rudely to Shannon Sharpe, he has not been interesting. When you think about viral moments on Undisputed where they were generating a massive audience, the only time they ever generated a massive audience was when they were dealing with the drama between Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe, because Skip Bayless disrespected Shannon Sharpe when talking about Tom Brady. Because remember the time where Skip Bayless tried to say that Tom Brady was better than Shannon Sharpe, and Shannon Sharpe took a personal on him by taking off his glasses and getting angry with Skip. That was a low blow for what Skip Bayless did, and then he didn't even learn his lesson for what happened with the Damar Hamlin incident, because you guys remember how Damar Hamlin almost died on the football field, and Skip Bayless talked about how they're going to continue the game, and Shannon Sharpe felt like he was disrespected at that moment, so he left Undisputed for a day, and then Shannon Sharpe comes back that Wednesday, and then Skip Bayless comes out and then rudely interrupts Shannon Sharpe when they're talking about the Damar Hamlin incident to start off the show. That just showed you everything that you need to know about Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless clearly does not respect the opinions of Shannon Sharpe or others when talking on a sports debate show. It is clear that Skip Bayless is all about Skip Bayless, and at $8 million a year, if you're Fox Sports, you got to cut ties with Skip Bayless, because you're looking at shows of The Herd and First Things First outperforming Undisputed. Undisputed ratings are just not that good, and when you have a show filled with Irvin, Keyshawn Johnson, and Richard Sherman, ratings for that show better be through the roof, because you got three really good TV personalities sitting right there with you. And Skip Bayless, we all know that he is not good enough to be a great sports pundit, and it has clearly showed this year, because he is not doing his part in terms of making Undisputed a great show. Having Skip Bayless as a star on a TV show is just not good enough. It's not going to make people want to tune in. When you have Skip Bayless on your show, it's going to want to make people change the channel. It's going to want to make people want to leave, because nobody respects Skip Bayless anymore. Not even his biggest fans ever really respected him. They only listened to him because they found his Cowboys takes hilarious. They only listened to him talk about LeBron James because they thought his takes were hilarious. Or if you didn't find them hilarious, you like to hate watch him. That is no longer the case. Nobody listens to Skip Bayless anymore to hate watch. Hate watch is a good thing. When you have good heat, that makes people want to stay, and that can increase viewership. The problem with Skip Bayless is his good heat got old real quick. So his good heat that he brought in every day for the Cowboys and LeBron James or whatever he wanted to talk about that were trendy on Twitter, that is no longer longer the case. Now when you look at Skip Bayless, all he does is pander to rappers all day long. And when you do that, that's just not going to make a lot of people want to tune into the show because it makes the show inauthentic. What do fans like to see more than anything else? Authenticity. And does Skip Bayless bring any authenticity whatsoever? Heck no. When you talk about Skip Bayless, you think about a guy that just panders to the black community and he said, "Oh my goodness, can you please accept me into your community? Please, please, please." That's essentially what he's been doing with those rappers and everything like that. He wants to act like he's Lil Wayne's best friend or something. And when you have a guy like that, that's going to make people not want to tune into the show whatsoever. And like I said, when you got a show filled with Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, and Richard Sherman on, and ratings for your show are still horrible, yeah, it's time to cut the cord and cancel your show. And at 72 years old, it's time for Skip Bayless to retire. You've already been in TV long enough. You've already been in media long enough. You've already done a lot of things. Why are you still on Undisputed? It's clear that Skip Bayless is washed. Now, was Skip Bayless once upon a time a good sports pundit to listen to? Yes, like 10, 15 years ago. But at this point of his career, heck no. Not with all the other sport and debate shows going on. When I can listen to First Things First with Nick Wright, when I can listen to The Herd with Colin Cowherd, when I can listen to First Take with Stephen A. Smith, why would I listen to Undisputed when they repeat the same topics over and over again? It's clear that Skip Bayless is a failure in recent years when it comes to ratings on his own TV show. He is one of the most overpaid sports pundits in the media right now. It's clear that Undisputed needs to cut ties with Skip Bayless. If I'm Fox Sports, I want to terminate that contract with Skip Bayless. They already terminated the contract with Shannon Sharpe last year. They thought Shannon Sharpe was the problem. Turns out Shannon Sharpe wasn't the problem at all. Skip Bayless is the problem. Skip Bayless right now is desperate to improve ratings on Undisputed, and it's very clear right now because he's trying to do whatever it takes right now to improve ratings, but it's just not working. And what is the common denominator on the failures of Undisputed? Skip Bayless. Who is the guy that shows up on Undisputed every day of the calendar year? Skip Bayless. Who is the guy that created the show Undisputed? Skip Bayless. Who is the star of the show? Skip Bayless. Who has been there all of those years? Skip Bayless. Either way, it all comes back to Skip Bayless, and it's clear that Fox Sports has to cut ties with Skip Bayless. Now, do I think they need to cancel the show Undisputed? Not necessarily, but do they need to revamp the format? Absolutely. If you could make a show of just Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, and Richard Sherman, I think it's a show people are going to be willing to listen to. The problem is there is Skip Bayless in there, and Skip Bayless is an absolute cancer when it comes to good TV ratings. Skip Bayless is no longer the most popular guy to listen to. It's like a comedian where he used to be really good with his jokes, but it's clear that he has no good jokes anymore. It's clear that Skip Bayless doesn't have anything good left on his repertoire. He doesn't have any gimmicks where he can make people go ahead and watch Undisputed all the time. Undisputed is a decent show to listen to. I don't care about ratings necessarily on Undisputed because I'm a diehard fan, so I'm going to listen to Undisputed all the time, but they're not here to market guys like me because I'm always going to be there. They need to attract a casual fan, and the casual fan is not listening to Undisputed. They're listening to First Take, they're listening to The Herd, they're listening to First Things First, they're listening to YouTube shows, they're listening to whatever, because the fact of the matter is YouTube has also overtaken mainstream media as well. And when you got YouTubers making their own shows, they're going to rather listen to that than mainstream media, because who wants to listen to a bunch of inauthentic people talking? We all know that mainstream sports shows are inauthentic, and Skip Bayless is the definition of inauthentic in the year 2023. It's clear that Fox Sports needs to fire Skip Bayless. Don't even think twice about it. Just go ahead and get rid of him at the end of the year, because it's clear that Skip Bayless is not that guy anymore, and it's clear that the mainstream sports media is just not what it used to be 10, 15 years ago. They need to update their times with their audience. They need to go ahead and get new people on there, or just revamp the show whatsoever, because having one guy just shout a bunch of hot takes is just not going to work anymore in the year 2023. So that's why it is beyond overdue for Fox Sports to fire Skip Bayless, as ratings for Undisputed are just not doing good enough compared to other sports shows in the mainstream media. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @Dustin_Tran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @Dustin_Tran and Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @Dustin_Tran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy talking.